Welcome back to the David Pakman Show.
Hey, we're back on the David Pakman Show. Make sure if you haven't yet signed up as a David Pakman Show member, log on to davidpakman.com/membership. You'll get the commercial-free podcast, the bonus shows, and access to what, in just 2 weeks, Lewis, is going to be a 6-year archive of programming. And of course, if you're interested in sponsoring or underwriting the David Pakman Show, please contact me, david@davidpakman.com. We have a couple of slots still available. Here's an interesting story. A company called Foxconn is planning to replace 500,000 employees with robots. Take a listen to this news story, and then we'll see what your thoughts are on this, Lewis.
Taiwan's IT giant Foxconn announced it plans to replace up to 500,000 human workers with robots in the next 3 years. This comes after the company has been troubled with a series of employee suicides. Foxconn is currently the world's largest manufacturer of computer components, assembling products for Apple, Sony, and Nokia. Currently, 10,000 robots paint, weld, and assemble things for Foxconn. The company announced at an event in Shenzhen they plan to increase that number to 300,000 next year and to 1 million in 2014.
Okay, so this is kind of a big deal. This is a lot of employees. This is a company that has a significant employee suicide problem, which I've seen and read quite a bit about in Asia. The obvious problems with replacing so many people with robots are job losses, right? But at the same time, the argument could be made, listen, if we can automate a lot of these tasks that some would consider maybe mindless, some would consider low brain activity tasks, maybe the overall progress as a human civilization could be accelerated if people could be focusing on other things altogether, other types of tasks. What do you think?
You're not seriously entertaining the thought that that is Foxconn's intention.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
But it is a good question in the sense that we are going to see more and more jobs replaced by machines.
Yeah. I mean, I think for a lot of these people, they work here because they have no other choice. I mean, it's just going to turn into a huge mess.
Well, here's the thing.
For these people and for these families.
There is a lot of research that suggests if we had a different type of economy altogether, and I know some of our audience will cite, when I mention this, they will say, well, yeah, it sounds like you're talking about either the Venus Project or the Zeitgeist movement and some other related films. I'm not per se. I mean, those do address some aspects of this, but it's the idea that if we can kind of rebuild the structure of our economy and our society, then people would be able to put their focus on other types of tasks. And it's brilliantly outlined by a lot of these individuals that study this. However, there's also the possibility that if relieved from many of these mundane tasks and jobs, which many people currently do that eventually machines could do, maybe people wouldn't focus on other things. And I actually recently read on a trip, it's a pretty short book. It's called Childhood's End. It's by Arthur C. Clarke. It's a novel. And in the novel, it does outline a society where the day-to-day trials and tribulations of life are basically handled. They are handled by technology and handled, they're basically, people are relieved of those duties.
And I imagine then when that technology fails, people have lost all these skills and have no way to do things themselves.
That's not where I'm going. I'm going with people just become apathetic. In other words, people just seem to lose interest in anything, period. Yes, there's no crime, but also people don't seem to care about anything. People are idle, etc. So I think that there's two sides to the idea of what will happen if many people are freed up by having tasks that they now do handled by technology. And this Foxconn story kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see where this goes.
An audience member emailed me and said that they had a professor in college who said that the increased burden of day-to-day tasks being placed on technology instead of people could lead to the next round of concentration camps. Too many people, not enough work due to employers looking for maximum efficiency, which they get through technology, and the surplus population that is left has to go somewhere. I don't know that there's significant research backing that up, but it's something that if you Google around, it's not a completely unique opinion. Mm-hmm. What do you think of that?
I mean, it's a little extreme. I don't know if we'll get to that point. I hope not.
We should hope not.
I don't know.